a little follow-up to yesterday. You know, yesterday we were talking about Paula Abdul possibly leaving American Idol, but today Radar Online reports she's demanding a $20 million contract to return next season. Which, you know, I have to say, if you hear that Simon has made $1 billion and Ryan Seacrest has made I think she's, you know, maybe she's feeling like, you know, I have a place to.
You know, so they're offering her $10 million, which is according to Radar.
But I hate the term she's demanding. It's a negotiation. You go, this is what I want. They counter.
It's not sexy if you don't say demanding.
It makes it sound so like she's demanding because Simon didn't demand, Ryan didn't demand. That's right. So why are they saying Paula demanded?
That's just someone writing. That's just someone writing about it. We don't. That's just a verb.
Yeah, but they didn't. In fairness, they didn't say that for Ryan, and they didn't say that for Simon.
They didn't say Ryan demanded 40.
They made it sound like she demanded, and this is what we're offering, and it's too much you're asking for.
But that's part of fame. Yeah. That's part of what we were talking about in the last section. That's one of the things people don't realize, that people can write whatever they want, and you spend a lifetime trying to say, I actually didn't say this. Yeah. I actually didn't do this.
How you do negotiation.
$10 million for a show that's on 5 months where you don't have homework to do and so forth is not exactly chocolate.
It's a lot, but it's relative, Barbara. When your co-host is making $45 million, and then the person next to you just got a deal for $60 million, you kind of feel like fair.
Maybe they feel that he is less replaceable than she is.
Well, I think we
saw that. You know, I think maybe there was a little bit of strategy in bringing up Cara this year, and maybe she just has that look. I want more than Ryan clause in my contract. I want a little bit more than Ryan. That's what she's trying to get. And she also, I think people forget that she also brings a wealth of experience specifically to her choreography and her music to that table.
That's what her agent is saying.
And let's be paid on the basis of how much time they put in. Yeah. English teachers would be making gazillions, you know? So nurses would be...
$45 million. I mean, Ryan is on stage. Everybody. It's only they're not doing. I'm not going to say they're not doing anything. They're doing their job.
I don't really get it. Why he's less replaceable than she is? Well, I don't get it.
Well, it's his show. I mean, I'm sorry. It's Simon's show.
I'm not talking about Simon. I'm talking about Ryan and Paula.
Ryan's really good.
In other words, if you plucked Ryan out and you put, you know, somebody else in there,
that's a tough job. No, that's a tough job. That brings energy. He has to keep it going. He's the motor that keeps it. I'm not putting Paula down, but I mean he's on throughout that show, and he has to keep it going, keep the pace, keep the energy, keep the humor.
Yes, and it's a tough gig to do. Let me take you to here. What about Joe Jackson? He's taken a lot of heat for the way he's raised his family and denied Michael's allegations of abuse and defended his parenting on an exclusive interview with CNN last night. Take a look.
Michael was raised properly. He didn't run the streets like most of those other kids that was in his neighborhood. Michael listen now, you got to understand me. Don't cut me off here, Larry. Michael had claims that he had a dual life. Michael had his own brothers and sisters to play with, and that was the other. But most of those kids that was Michael's age during that time, they're not living now.
He also said, he said again and again, he was asked if he ever abused Michael. And, you know, there are other people like Judy Garland and Macaulay Culkin who talked about being abused in one way or another by their family, and you talk about the price they have to pay. Joe Jackson said again last night that he never abused Michael Jackson. This is a quote from Michael Jackson in an interview, a very famous interview done by Martin Bashir.
On ABC.
On ABC. You know, talking about his father, he practiced us with a belt in his hand, and if you missed a step, expect to be whoop, whoop, whoop. He would tear you up if you missed. And so we were not only practicing, we were nervous rehearsing. He sat in the chair, he had this belt in his hand. What else would he use to hit you with, Martin asked? Ironing cords, whatever around, throw you up against the wall. This makes me want to cry. As hard as he could. We were terrified of him, terrified. I can't tell you, I don't think he realized to this day how scared, I mean scared, so scared that I would regurgitate. So what we were talking about was, yes, his kids were not on the street, yes, he did do this, but the price is
too high. Have the other kids spoken up about this? I mean, what are you saying? You're justifying them beating your kids by keeping them off the street? I mean, I don't know if that's valid. Have they Have they also come out and said this too? I haven't paid that much attention to what the brothers and sisters have said.
He says they would have gone to a gang. More like West Side Story gang, because it was so good.
He said, I got it a lot of times, but I think my brother Marlon got it the most because he had a hard time at first.
You know, Joe said that he said that he spanked the kids. I would be interested to hear what the other kids say, because I got my own feelings about Mr. Jackson, but I feel like, should he get all of this flack? Because the rest of he was saying the rest of the neighborhood kids, they're either, they're in prison or living or dead.
Yeah.
But his kids, they live productive lives. The grandkids are doing
productive lives for whom? For
they all benefited.
You're
everybody
assuming
had
that the beatings have something to do with their productive lives. You can dance and be
that
good.
The beatings have something to do with how they're.
Look at Michael Jackson. I mean, the guy was definitely not normal. And so there's something went on. And so I believe him. I don't believe Joe Jackson. He said, you watch him. I watched it last night. I don't believe a word he says, this guy.
He could say it because Michael's not here to say anything against him right now. And I think that's another form of domination.
I don't think that was belligerence. I think that's an older person. I got it. We all know older people like that.
Larry's probably older than him.
We won't let you interrupt. I don't see that as belligerence at all.
This is like a geriatric fight.
So we're talking about things that have happened. Well, let's go. We'll come back with more Hot Topics. Now, we have two people here today from the show Obsessed who have obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a condition where you feel you have to perform certain rituals again and again. Now, excuse me, a lot of people feel they have some OCD tendencies.
Like us.
I was going to ask.
What are yours, Barbara?
Well, I want to hear yours first, because
yours first.
My first.
Same time.
I think when it gets to the point that it interferes with your life, then you got a big problem. I look at my alarm clock more than once.
How many
when
times?
I set it at night.
7?
No. 2, maybe 3.
Oh, that's not OCD.
No. I'm saying.
Well, you've had all those years and you had to wake up at 1:30 in the morning to get to work. I understand.
I am saying that most of us, to some degree, not everybody, has a little bit. I'm very neat. I'm uncomfortable if I don't hang something up. If it's on the bed and I don't hang it up, it's okay. But I think all of us have a little. Don't you have a little?
No.
You have none?
No, I don't.
You've seen our offices, Sherry and I.
Yours is neat. Yours is a mess. Mine is neat. I don't consider that OCD.
You have no compulsive.
They say, well, continuous hand washing.
Excuse me. You're
okay,
Blackberry. You are obsessive.
You're black.
Let me finish my sentence.
Obsessive about your Blackberry.
All right, here's the point. My Blackberry is part of me now. Okay.
Well.
But if a person keeps washing his hands constantly, they consider that OCD. If you're a doctor in a hospital or a nurse, you're supposed to keep doing that.
Different.
Which is OCD and which is good hygiene.
Consider the context, okay?
The OCD that I have is I get up at night 22 million times to make sure the door is locked.
Okay.
Because I'm so, I'm just like, and I can't sleep.
You have a door don't worry about it.
I now pass it on to Jeffrey.
I actually don't think I have OCD tendencies.
You have nothing that you have to do compulsively every day?
No.
You know what I have? I know what I have.
This is my compulsive behavior.
Well, you have to make a living.
I have to make lists. I have to make a list.
I don't. I could go and be a lazy person. I could just go live on my laurels.
But that's not obsessive.
I was answering to Joe.
Obsessive is when you do something.
What if you're upset? Like, I'm afraid I'm going to forget something, like, so I'll constantly make a list and then check the list and then make a new list.
But that's a little bit of OCD.
Listen.
No, honestly.
Because you don't have OCD.
I'll tell you where I have it. In Venetian blinds. If the blinds are not exactly in order, I will get up in the middle of the party and fix it.
That's an OCD.
Okay.
I would have it, okay?
I will come to your house and mess up your blinds.
It's amazing to me the things you discover on the show. Did you know that Lady Gaga was recently on German network Punkt 6 wearing a coat made out of Kermit the Frogs?
Ooh, how do you feel about that?
Oh, my God.
That's cute.
Ew. It looks like a frog's coming out of her brain.
All I have to say.
I am going to have this on next week.
Puppet PETA is having a fit right now.
You might, but maybe they'll be the kind of warts you want.
But you know, Lady Gaga's known for that. I think she's
fabulous.
So creative.
Love her
Where do you
music.
get the name Lady Gaga? I think that's so imaginative. What's her real name?
Well,
I don't know. Probably the same place you get Whoopi.
I don't know what her real name is.
Where do you get the name Whoopi Goldberg? I ask you.
Heaven. Heaven. And it came to my mother. I told you that. I was called something else. I was called like Whoopi Cushion.
Yeah, because of the...
and my mother said... Because I love... Yes, more room out than in. I'm sorry. More room. If you got to make a little air biscuit happen... I say let it go because it's better.
Did you guys see the month in review on Friday? We did a whole send-up of Whoopi's thing, her obsession with pooping and whatever.
No, and what they didn't understand is not an obsession with pooping. It's an obsession with not wanting to get fined by the FCC.
Right, by saying the other
or
word.
FAA or whoever's guarding us. Whatever it is, we're going to come back with David Hasselhoff.
Don't poop on an airplane. That's the FAA.